And good morning, people. Welcome to the second part of my little dragon quarter. The Legend of Dragoon. And we're going to skip that because spoilers. But yeah, Legend of Dragoon. A game which I have had the most horrendous amount of trouble trying to record for various reasons. I think the best thing to do is just say about them. The first time I tried, I have the original discs, I used them, and I got to a certain point and then the game crashed because the disc was damaged. So I then went and got it cleaned up a little bit and tried again. Unrepairable. So that sort of went in the ground. But because I bought the game, I had the physical discs, I thought, okay, I'll emulate it. That went fine until in real life things, work issues, I sort of had to stop. So there went number two. And then recently I found out that The Legend of Dragoon is finally coming back to PlayStation Network, PlayStation Store. So I had a look, £8. Yes, bought immediately, and here I am for the third time trying to record this game. I am going to do it. I'm dedicated to do it. So yeah, Legend of Dragoon, a game that had the distinct honour and unfortunate nature of being one of the golden age, part of the golden era of PlayStation 1 JRPGs. Fortunate because it gave this game a whole lot of exposure, and it is a really good game for what it is. It was unfortunate because it was surrounded by so many other great games that this one sort of got lost a little bit as well. We're talking about the Final Fantasies, the Xenogears, Chrono Trigger, Suikodens, and Jade Cocoon to a lesser extent, and a number of others. So this game, although it gained its really big cult following, sort of only ended up as middling in this grand era. But that's okay. Doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's actually a really good game. It just, and honestly, I think as time has gone by, this one has aged better than any other JRPG of that era. Not all of them, but a great many of them. This game has aged better. So here I am, playing a game that I liked, and we're going to go through it again. I've completed it a number of times, but here I go again. New game.
Straight, Commander. This way.
So, this is her. Indeed. Put her in custody. Is this really necessary?
It is His Majesty, Emperor Dole's command to take that girl into custody.
Who is she?
That is not your concern.
Well, that's a little bit of a gloomy start. But then again, don't all JRPGs of this era have gloomy starts? Who's this? And that's kind of big. The Green Tusked Dragon, Freyabrand. Yeah, dragons in this game aren't your typical fire-breathing, go fly around destroying things kind of dragons. This one is very different. We'll be seeing a lot more later down the line. But we know what the dragon is. We're going to get your name? No, you're just going to go towards it. Most people would go the other way from a dragon. Chapter 1, The Serdian War. 4 discs originally on this game, 1 chapter per disc. But here we meet our main character for the entire game. Literally the entire game, Dart. We will be seeing a lot of him. His armor might look strange, but it has a very good purpose to it. I really like this armor because for Dart, it makes sense. It might not make sense right at this moment just looking at him, but once you see him in combat, it makes perfect sense. Chance of war is likely, though. Well, if we just saw that army, I doubt it's just the rumour that you're hoping, Dart. And they're either going away or towards that village, or town, or city, or wherever it was. Yeah, Dart's alone against a couple of mounted soldiers here. They might feel that they have the advantage. And yeah, feel free to threaten Dart. He doesn't care. Yeah, you can see his stance there. armored shoulder forward, got extra armoring on that shoulder, so he's very well protected. And his sword arm is completely free. He can swing without any impediment for full force. The armor is very well designed for Dart, for his fighting style. And yeah, we're drawing a sword against you. Dart is not afraid of anything. He really isn't. Well, except maybe a dragon. Yeah. Firebrand, I don't think you're going to beat that Dart. It's 2 soldiers, yeah, they're fine. This, run. Yeah, and as you can see, this dragon is not your normal, typical flying around, fire-breathing thing. No, more like a praying mantis than anything. And luckily, Dart can move. Because getting hit by those scythe-like hands, yeah, he might be a bit dead. It's also relentless. Dart, that's a wall. Hello there. Who are you? Luckily for these two, Firebrand is dumb, to be perfectly honest. He doesn't have a whole lot of thoughts, and he's not really good on the eyesight either. So he's just going to bash his head against the wall. Have a bit of a hissy fit, and then walk away. Which is fine by us. That's a dragon. We're a couple of people. Yeah, Dart doesn't know what that is. Well, he now does. A dragon. Why was it here? Is it natural to this region? Or could it have been brought here to help with destroying the village? You might have noticed a few things in coloured letters. If they come up like that, they're important. So we've had dragon as a important word. Now we've got Sellers, the name of the village. Dart. Right? Sellers is your village. Yeah, you probably want to be there right away, don't you? So off he goes. What's that? And we're not going to get your name, are we? No time for that, it seems. Dart. There might be still soldiers down there. You're still going, aren't you? Yeah, there he goes. If he's not if he's not afraid of 2 soldiers on horseback, Yeah, we'll go horseback. I doubt he's going to be afraid to go down into a village that might still be occupied. We now have control of him, though. We can actually move him around, and we have access to the menu. So, yeah. Status, stats. Really simple. This game is very simple in its design. There's your base things, so weapon, armor, accessories, level, hit points, magic points, experience. Even the stats: attack, defense, magic defense, speed, attack, hit, and magic hit, your accuracy with attacks and spells, attack avoidance, your magic avoidance, your evasion. You might see that speed there is very much higher than any others, but that is the only stat that stays constant for the most part. You can change it with equipment, but you won't increase that or decrease that speed amount throughout the game. Body just means their natural stats, weapon, what changes through their equipment, each equaling their total, which means their total stats. Overall, Dart is very, very middle of the pack. He's good still, because there's no real bad character. But in terms of stats, Dart is the epitome of average. You will see that speed stat being very much the middle. His attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, all sort of being middle as well. Even his hit points will be somewhere in the middle of the pack. Magic points is slightly different, but we don't have that at the moment. We're not going to get that for a while. Items. We can use items from the menu, we can throw them away, we can list them, which means we can see what they are. So armed items, we can have 255 equipment pieces in our backpacks at any one time. Used items, the things that we're actually going to use, we can have 32. Would like more than that, but we're not going to get more than that. We have a couple of healing potions in there. Recovers half of your maximum value of HP, one character. So these recovery items are good for the entire game. They really are. Because they will scale with you. At the moment, Dart has 30 hit points. When he gets 300, he's going to still get half of his health, which is 150. So, and when he's got 3,000, 1,500. Healing potions are good throughout the game. There are better ones. There are 3 other exceptional healing items, which we'll be seeing throughout the game. But these will still be relevant no matter when you get them, and no matter when you use them. Goods, your key items. So we've got the war bulletin, which Dart was reading at the very start of the game, and the Father's Stone, which is a stone. Armed, where you change your equipment. Replace, this is where you replace your party. We'll have more than the 3 characters which are allowed in your party. I think there's 7. And the config, which we're going to keep at that for the moment. And you can also save your game from the menu. Other things, gold, time spent. Yeah, don't expect a whole lot of gold. This game just doesn't give you it. And finally, additions. This is really the big thing that stands this game out from others, the addition system. Dart has up to 7 additions. He has the most in the game because you have him the most. Other characters will have less than that. Some have 6, some have 3, some have 4, some have 5. There's one person that has none. But we'll get to that later. These additions, you want them all. You want to level them all up because they are your damage. They are the majority of your damage throughout the entire game. At the moment, we've got Double Slash, which is level 1 addition. How many extra attacks that you could do, which is 1 at the moment, so he'll have 2 attacks. SP, not really required at the moment. Damage percent, 150. So if you are successful with Double Slash, you will do 150% of the damage of your normal swing. Next level, 0 out of 20. There are 5 levels total, which means you have to do this 80 times to get to level 5 and master the addition. Each level is 20. You have to successfully complete an addition to get a point on that, a level point. So if I don't complete a Double Slash, it won't count, but if I do, I get 1 towards that 20. So let's move around. There is a triangle above our head, but we're going to avoid that for the moment, and we're going to come on down. The action cursor, exclamation mark in a little danger box, just means that if you're near, if you see this, there's something you can do. Jump over the fence in this particular case. It won't always be that. It may be something different, like opening a door or going down a ramp, jumping in on something else. There's a lot of actions that you will see for this action cursor. For the moment, we're just jumping over this fence. And it looks like we're in time. Well, maybe not for that person on the left, but these two have to be talking to someone. Let's get involved before they actually do that. Please, Dart. Well, they got a kick in. I suppose they'll have to do. Could have been a bit quicker there, though, Dart. But these are a couple of soldiers of Imperial Sandora. Is it a little bit late to show up? Maybe, but we're here in enough time to save that person. Going to occupy this area, and the people here were in the way. It's a village. Did you really need to destroy it to occupy the area? Yeah, about dying? Nah, not today. So our first taste of battle. Us against 2 Sandora soldiers. Honestly, we're fine. We have a number of options here. Down the bottom is our party. At the moment we only have Dart and his 30 hit points. We can escape. Well, we could if that box wasn't X'd out, but we're not going to escape anyway. We can use items from the menu, so we've got those 2 healing potions and a burnout. Guard. Guard is extremely important in this game. Not only does it halve the amount of incoming damage that you take from all sources, it also regenerates 10% of your health when you use it. So at the moment, if I use it, I'm going to gain, well, 0 because I'm full health. But if I was damaged, I could heal up to 3 hit points per turn. And attack. This is where you use your additions. If you want to do anything in this game, really anything in your battles. If you want to do anything in this game, learn your additions. If you want to do damage, learn your additions. If you want to gain an SP, which will be required later, learn your additions. If you want to make fights easier for yourself because you finish them quicker, learn your additions. It cannot be stated enough that you will be relying on additions from now until the very end of the game when we fight the final boss. They are that important. So learn your additions. We're going to kill this Sandora soldier with a addition. If I don't mess it up like I just did. We only took 3 damage. They only took 3 damage there. I was way too early. Wow, that doesn't usually happen. I usually get it a bit on time, but let's try and do this again. So I did 3 damage with a failed addition. That one was 5. You can see the difference. You literally can see the difference there. And that's going to be the way with almost all of your additions. There are some additions that don't increase the amount of damage you do, but do other things. But they're still going to be really good for you. Let's guard. We've taken a bit of damage. Let's guard. Let's get those 3 hit points back. That swipe before did 3. Now it's doing 1. So yeah, let's guard once more. Get myself back up to full health. And now we can take on this Sandora soldier. They have 4 hit points. 5. A successful double slash will win the fight. The spoils screen, 6 gold, 4 experience, and a couple of healing potions, 1 for each soldier. Don't expect a whole lot of gold. We've got 26 at the moment. Honestly, gold just does not come piling in. It really doesn't. Neither does experience, really. The majority of your experience will be coming from fighting bosses or things like that. Gold, honestly, there's some really expensive and really nice items later. I might be able to buy 4 of them that are outside of that you are outside of the things that you really need. You don't really get a whole lot of money. Hey, I'll be very surprised if we ever hit 6 figures of actual gold gained in this game. And although we beat both of them up, there goes one of them. Oh well. Are we really Dart? Well, you seem to know us. So why is Sellers under attack? Yeah, the war that was rumoured is not just a rumour, it's a fact. There was a truce, but this doesn't look like a truce, not to me. And yeah, an outline area. When we get a look at the map later, you will see how far away this is from anywhere. This is a very, very out of the way place. Yeah, but if you did come back sooner, would that really have made a difference, Dart? We saw how many people, how many of the soldiers went away from this place. obviously because the direction, yeah, they went away from this place. They had done their job. They were going somewhere else. That wouldn't have been all of them. Let's say there was about 100 soldiers. Could you take on that many? You're good, but 100? Maybe more? Including their commanders? It's doubtful. Shana. Who's Shana? And why do we need to go? Well, I don't think we're going to get anything out of that person. Let's have a burnout out of that chest. And yeah, so we have made it to the village a little bit late, but honestly, it's probably for the best. Taking our first fight, and now we've got to figure out who this Shana is. There was a girl that was inspected by the soldiers and that commander and taken into custody. Was that Shana? Maybe we'll find out next time. Until then, have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun. Goodbye.